there, and welcome to Sling Paint Gaming, hosted by Recon Specialist TV. I am your host, Patrick.
And I'm Padre.
And today we're going to cover the HMP Droid Gunship of the Separatists. I'm going to tell you, I am super excited for this ship, and I know Padre is too.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of looking forward to this one.
Really? I thought you'd absolutely hate the ship because it can slide to the left, slide to the right.
It's a K-wing of a different faction.
It just can't
Therefore,
slam.
it must be good.
No, I love this thing. So
No, it doesn't slam; it slides.
So this is why I'm excited, because this is just the first card right here. It's got so much goodness to it, and it literally, I'm on the wrong one. Let me just move to the actual correct one. There we go. The Bactoid droid. Even just this guy is absolutely amazing, because it can calculate, target lock, red barrel roll, and then it has a linked reload into a calculate, which is just
So it's like you get all this and a bag of chips.
Yes, because then it goes down to, let's go down to this lovely bar. You have 2 attack dice. You're like, meh, but it is a 180 arc.
Correct.
That's not very common in X-Wing, so
no. Nope.
That's so cool. And of course, you can tell just from out of the front of it, it's got the 2 cannons out the side of its mouth. Yeah, so it can shoot 180 degrees. That's absolutely amazing.
Which for a change, I mean, they actually made sense. It's like, I can shoot laterally outside, so we're going to give you the 180.
Yeah, and then it's got 5 hull, 3 shields. This thing is a tank. It really is.
Yep. I mean, 8 kill points. I like that. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, it's a 1 defense, but hey, it's a droid, so who cares?
With your dice, it'll do just fine. Don't worry. You always roll the 1 evade. Always the 1 evade. It's a constant reinforce. All right, so go ahead. Tell me what networked aim is, because this is
networked aim. This is a really cool feature. I won't kid you. You cannot spend your locks to re-roll an attack die. While you perform an attack, you may re-roll a number of attack dice up to the number of friendly locks on the defender. So if you've got 4 of your buddies target locking your opponent, bango.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say you're spending the locks.
No. You can spend it for other things, but you can't spend it to re-roll your dice. And this is absolutely incredible, because of course the wheels turn, and it's like, well, okay, yeah, that's a good ability because you can target lock something and you get to re-roll your dice. But what if you're target locked to one thing? But as Billy made, but wait, there's more, because you will have, however many of these you have, you can target lock. Let's say you just have 4 of them, maybe 5. 2 of them target lock one ship, 2 of them target lock another, and a third target locks the last, or another third ship. So no matter what, you're going to get 2 rerolls for all of your 2 dice, even munitions, because guess what? It doesn't say primary, secondary. It just says whenever you attack, so it's for all the things.
Correct.
Correct.
And you're going to be able to have a lot of these ships on the board. It says so. It's just going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Because where was it? There was somewhere in that
the article. Yep.
The article where it's like you're going to have a large, where I think I wrote, can be deployed in overwhelming numbers.
Overwhelming, which is scary. I don't want it to be less than a K-Wing. I'd like it at 37 points minimum.
I know, but what if it's like 32?
Oh, that'd be terrible. Because 5 of these is going to be a problem. If I mean, what is it? I can't do math, people. I'm sorry, but if you can fit 6 of these, that's going to be a real big problem.
I mean, it's basically it's a light K-Wing.
A light? Where's the light? It's got 1 more shield than a K-Wing. I don't listen to facts.
Forget facts. We're gonna have fun.
I know,
Arr.
and this doesn't even go over this thing's ability to be able to fly sideways, but we'll cover that in a minute. So
Yeah,
let's, I mean, because again, you have your probe droids that can launch out the front, the back, whatever with these things, because they can take a bomb slot, and then those can go to the other side of the board. You get all your target locks and goodies, and then you're off doing whatever you want with your rerolls and getting your calculates. Oh man, I mean, let's just jump to the next one because there's so much to go through because FFG thought we didn't have enough to talk
yeah.
about.
Where are we going to next?
This one is the Separatist Predator. It's basically 2 more initiative. It's probably going to hopefully be cost appropriate. I don't want it to be 1 more point than the initiative 1. I'm not getting into points adjustments and stuff like that. But yeah, so which is good because most droids aren't really high initiative. So if you need the 3, get the 3. That's about it.
Right.
Next. DGS-286. So go ahead and read off this one, Padre.
Before you engage, you may choose another friendly ship at range 0 to 1. That ship transfers 1 calculate token to you.
Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad. It's not great. It's middle of the road.
Yep.
Can be, depending on how you're going to set up your swarm, how you're going to set up your strategy and your tactics for the game, it could end up being a useful tool in your toolbox. But it's not a flash in the pan. But when you need it, it's really good. Kind of like that screwdriver. It's nothing special, but man, I could really use it right now.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing has barrage rockets and it spent its calculate for whatever reason for defense, you can just take one off of your neighbor, no problem. So it's kind of like a network calculation or network calculations. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this game. Well, it's because with the other droids, it's if you have a focus, you can spend someone else's calculate as long as you both are networked together. This one is it just yoink, just takes it and says no, it's mine for when I shoot. So it's kind of like network calculation. It really is. So it's good. It's middle of the road. So you might find a use for it if you find that for some reason you either bumped and you didn't get your calculate that turn, all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna get that calculate this turn. I need it, and you just take it from your little neighbors.
Yeah, I'm just taking this now. I need it.
Exactly.
Forget you. It's mine. It's all mine.
Mine. All right.
Mine.
Now well, I'm gonna read this one, but you like the art on this one because that does look like a K-wing.
It really does. I'm just like, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's action or pictures speak louder than words apparently. But DGS-047, the adaptive intelligence. After you perform an attack, if the defender is in your arc, you may acquire a lock on it. Then, if the defender is in your bullseye, it gains a strain token. And this guy's initiative 1, so that's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you have him paired with the other initiative 1s, and you're like, you know what, I have 1 target lock on this guy, I don't have 2 or possibly 3, so you're like, I'm going to shoot with him first, get the target lock, and then my other buddies are going to be able to boost up their attacks, and oh look, you're in the bullseye, gain a strain.
Yeah. So for you people that've got the 3 defense die, nope, you only got 2. And for those of you who only have 2 defense die, nope, you've only got 1. And for us who fly K-wings, yep, you're just hosed completely.
Yeah, and that just adds to how good this will be, because if all of a sudden you're passing out a target lock for your buddies to use, and then you're also decreasing their defense. I mean, the strain will get taken off as soon as you attack with the next ship, but still, that's really good.
And the part that just makes me kind of giggle inside, I mean, here's a named pilot, 1 initiative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the theme with the droids, but you're starting to see that more often in 2nd edition, to where it's like, you're initiative 1, but you still can do X. You're just as good as the rest of them, I promise.
Yeah. Baby Warhammer.
Baby. You're a captain. Anyways, and this, we've
just saying.
Over this.
We want to get into some of the...
What?
I was just going to ask if we wanted to get into the upgrade cards because that's where
Well,
that's where the fun's going to be.
I know. Well, we got to go over Onderon Oppressor. This is the atmospheric attack module. It is after you barrel roll or side slip. If you are stressed, gain 1 calculate token. So there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, that's really good.
No.
Because it's basically making sure that you still get your calculate action even after you do all this nonsense.
Yeah, especially after you do that red action. Oh, well, since you did that red action, we're going to reward you.
Yeah, exactly. And oh man, it is just, and it doesn't say gain an additional stress token. It just says, oh no, if you're stressed, you just get the. I mean, it's like 4 LOM. It's just that good.
Yep.
And thank God you can only fly 2 of these. So I wouldn't have any hesitation to take 2 of these, and then that'll be my squad with whatever else I want to take. And
Right.
then just have that nonsense going. Maybe even pair him with the guy that can target lock.
So I am excited to find out how many of these I will be able to take.
Yeah, you might actually fly a different faction. It'd be incredible if you didn't fly K-Wings.
Don't hold your breath yet.
You just have to buy 6 of them. These probably are going to be like 30 points a piece, so.
It would be kind of cool to see, if I could get a swarm of these and fly them in such a way, especially like, if I fly 2 squads in this platoon and, each one squad leader, being Onderon Oppressor. Yeah, that's just bad.
Yeah. All right, now we got on to the Geon. Oh my, I'm so sorry.
Geonosian prototype.
Geonosian, because it looks like a D to me, so I'm like a Geonosian.
No, it's a Geonosian prototype.
Geonosian. That still looks like a D. It's a D. I'm calling him a Geoned. Geodude. All right, Geodude prototype. Devastation protocols. Ooh, I like that. All right, do you want to read this one?
Sure. While you perform a rocket or cannon attack, you may remove 1 tractor token from the defender to reroll up to 2 attack die. Oh my! I just happen to have 2 attack die. Isn't that a coincidence?
No, if you're shooting with a missile or a cannon, you don't always have 2 attack die.
But with the odds and the probabilities, if you're firing 3, you've got to figure you're going to hit with 1, and let me re-roll those other 2. And oh wait, I have my buddies who also allow me to re-roll because if I need to, I can use their target lock and roll all 3 of my dice again because they were all blanks.
Yeah, I would see that would be the one case
He
scenario.
gives you options.
If you roll all blanks.
An initiative 2 pilot that gives you options. Whether I'm flying in formation, I've got my buddies to back me up. I can re-roll 3 of these things. If I need to, I have my natural ability, which is going to allow me to re-roll 2. It's not a bad. It's not a bad card on this one.
To me, this is so situational because it's going to be, I'm attacking you. I wouldn't. The only time I would usually use this is if I'd rolled all 3 blanks, and I'm flying no more of these. I've got no networked aim working for me.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but if I have 2 hits out of my 3 dice, or even 1 hit out of my 3 dice, and they're rolling, let's say, normally 2 evade dice, but now with the tractor that they have on them, it's 1.
Right. So
I mean, if I take away that tractor, it goes back up to 2. I'm gonna re-roll my dice. It's
but once
very
again,
situational.
This is a pilot that has options. He does not have to. It's not a must. It's a may.
Yeah.
And
my
I would rather have a may than a must any day.
My problem is the tractor token. How did it get on the ship that you're shooting at in the first place?
Well, we don't know everything yet about this.
Well, I'm saying you have to plan that far ahead as to where, okay, am I going to bring a tractor beam, cannon, or something that's going to be able to push a tractor beam?
Can I tack that on to this particular vessel?
I mean, if there was a specific card that let you pass a tractor token from your ship to another one, and it was legal in tournaments, then yeah, 100%, this is the guy you take 9 times out of 10. But unfortunately, that card's banned in all forms. So
Yes,
until that
banned
card,
in all. It's all banned in all 50 states,
uh,
except Kentucky.
not the world. Yeah, it's all 50 states in America. The rest of the world can
Yeah.
just use it however much they want. Anyways, I believe that's the last card of the lot. Yeah, we're back to the Bactoid Droid. So let's head over to our upgrades because, man, this is going to be crazy. Okay, here we go. We're starting off with a tactical droid. I don't think we've seen a new one for not a very long time, but we haven't seen one in a while. This one is Kalani, and Padre likes his. He's like, "You damn kids, get off my lawn!"
Hey, you kids, get off my lawn! All right.
Go ahead, you read this paragraph because I know you like reading all of the cards.
After an enemy ship execute a maneuver, if it is in your bullseye arc of a friendly ship at range 0 to 3, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, that friendly ship acquires a lock on that enemy ship, then gains 1 stress token.
Yeah, that's good. And then it adds the calculate action to your bar.
Right.
So, I mean, we're going to break this down quickly. This thing regens 3 charges
3 charges per turn.
per turn. You only have to spend 1 to use its ability. It's a relay droid, so it can go on your belly rubs. It can go on your scimitars. And it also then will allow those ships to use network calculation, at least with the ships that are near it. So it can't network calculation to the scimitar belly rub, but the belly rub can take a calculate action if it doesn't need it, but still has that option, and it can pass that off to something else. And then it's the ability itself, which if you're flying a swarm, things are going to end up in the bullseye.
Right.
A lot.
This is a swarm type ship.
Yeah, you can see them in the background too. They're like, good.
Good, Annie. Good. No, I mean, if you want to rate it, good, bad, or meh, this is definitely good card.
Yeah, and it's so. Again, we're not rules lawyers, but if it says acquires a lock on an enemy ship, I believe that means that it doesn't have to have a lock on its action bar. Leave a comment below if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how that works. If they acquire a lock on ships that can't take it, that's even crazier.
It tells you you're taking a lock.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big card. That thing better be worth like 12 to 13 points.
Watch it be 4 points. You can just see the torches and pitchforks getting sharpened and lit up, all set to go. Arr!
God, I wish I could tell you there's no way that's happening, but yeah, it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to be 4 points. All right, so now side slipping and all this stuff. So this is the Repulsorlift stabilizers. This is the inactive card. It starts this way during setup, and you equip it this side up. Reduce the agility of your straight maneuvers. So right out of the gate, your straight maneuvers, which will cover the dial at the end. We like to cover the dial at the end. But it's automatically your blue 3, and then it turns your 4 white. 4 white. It turns your 4 straight white.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Your 4 and 5s go to white. Your blue 3 goes to, or pardon me, your white 3 goes to blue.
You did it too.
Yeah, I did. Right. But it's all in all, it's going to give you that way to get rid of those stress tokens that you are going to pick up from some of these upgrade cards.
Exactly. Well, okay. Now this is the biggest part, because people are already talking about how maneuverable this thing's going to be, how annoying it's going to be, but pay attention. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may flip this card. So if you block this thing, it can't flip the card. It has to fully execute maneuver. So if you know this thing is going to sidestep and this card is face up, make sure you get in front of it. And that way it can't sidestep next turn and it's stuck.
Stay to its port or its starboard side, and it's not going to be able to have any fun.
All right. Now, if you didn't block this thing, and this thing chooses to flip its card, this is what you get to deal with. All right. So
to activate its stabilizers.
Yes. After you reveal your bank or turn maneuver, you must. And that's another thing. Once this sucker's flipped, you know they're going to do a side slip. They have to, unless they
Yeah,
do a
they don't have
straight
a choice.
maneuver
This
or
is a
zero.
must.
Well, yeah, unless they do a straight maneuver or a zero stop.
Right.
You that maneuver, or sorry, that maneuver as a side slip, then flip this card. So after they do, they can't just sidestep the whole. They can't dance the whole day. That would be funny if they could, but they can't.
Oh, yeah, it would, but nope, they can't.
Yeah. And then you flip this card. After you fully execute a non-side slip maneuver, you may flip this card. So even if they do a zero stop and you're like, okay, they don't have to flip this card. So just keep that in mind. And it's the same thing after you fully execute a non-slide slip maneuver. So if you like are saying, okay, well, I know next turn that a straight or, a zero stop's going to be good for them. Well, not a zero stop because you can't really block that. But if you're like, all right, I know they're going to go straight next turn or need to, let me get in front of them so that I
Right.
can block them. You know that they're going to go straight, and then it's like, okay, now they can't execute the maneuver. They can't flip this card. Now they're stuck because they're going to have to go over the same thing again. So understand when the card's flipped and when to screw with them. Really, is what my point is.
Right.
And then it would be really helpful because I know people are going to forget if there was a nice little token for when this thing is inactive or active. So
If I only knew a guy.
So
coming soon to Recon Token.
Coming soon to Recon Tokens. Head over to recontokens.com for your side slip tokens. Any size. 1 inch, 2.5, whatever you need. All right.
I'll even make you a 3-inch, but if you're visually impaired.
Jeez, we almost forgot. Okay. So somebody did post the instructions online for this thing. And
yes.
we're just going to tell you. I mean, I could show you the screenshot, but it's just simpler to explain it. When you do, let's say, a left turn, left turn, the maneuver template is set to the right side of the ship, not the left. And the angle always has to be facing forward. It's not like the Viper. You can't do a hard turn backwards side slip. Always has to be forwards. And when you do the bank, it's the same thing. If you're banking left, the template goes to the right side of the ship and it banks forward, and vice versa. So
it still is a very cool maneuverable thing.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's just going to be fun.
Well, that's what's funny. Everyone's saying how broken this is going to be, but I know there are people going to be out there that are going to key in a left turn and forget. And then the thing's going to sidestep into nowhere land, and it's not going to fully execute its maneuver, and they're going to need to do a straight turn next turn, and they can't flip the card, and all of a sudden they're just, all hell is going to break loose. So practice.
And then you're just, and that's what it's going to be. I mean, if once we find out the points on it, everybody's going to go out and purchase and do everything they're going to have to do. You're going to have to do some serious kind of like figure out how the mechanics are going to work when I'm flipping the card, when I'm doing the side slip, when is the advantageous time to do the side slip? Is it advantageous? You're going to have to play around with it a little bit. I mean, this is a ship that you're just not bringing on a Saturday and opening up the box and throwing it on the table.
No.
I've never been guilty of that. What's this do?
Well, what we're gonna do? A friend of ours, Rich Stable, who plays with our flight group Alpha, he's going to play against Padre. Padre's taking his 5K wings, and we're going to assume that you can take 5 of these ships, and this card, no upgrades, and we're gonna see how easy they are to fly, and if in fact they're comparable or broken with their side slips, their 180 arcs, and so on and so forth. So
especially when we start thinking in terms of debris and gas clouds and rocks. Oh my!
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait. I can't wait until somebody forgets to flip this card,
and they're hosed,
and they're just stuck. All right. On to some munitions. Multi-missile pods. Oh, look at this. It's another 180 arc with 2 attack dice, range 1 to 2, and 5 charges. All right, Padre, since you're such a fan of missiles that take up 2 slots, go right ahead.
Right. So this is like barrage rocket's cousin. So you have to have a calculate or a target lock. You just have to have it. You don't have to spend it. You're going to spend 1 charge if the defender is in your 45-degree firing arc out the
90.
front.
90.
Pardon me. Yes, your 90-degree arc out the front, not your 180, but your 90-degree, and it's marked on the base. You may spend one charge to roll one additional attack die.
Yep.
So your 2 dice attack just became 3. Okay. If the defender is in your bullseye firing arc, you may spend up to 2 charges to roll that many additional attack die instead.
I'm sorry, I'm being annoying, but you guys get the point. It's
Yeah.
basically uno, dos, tres. You either get to shoot 2, 3, or 4 dice with this thing at range 1 to 2.
Yeah. If it's in your bullseye, you're lobbing 4.
Yeah.
That's simple.
And
That-
with your network, target locks, you can basically re-roll a lot of those dice if in fact you
Right.
miss. I
Right.
mean, just wow.
So it's gonna be I like it.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
no, this can't just, it's not separatists only. This can go on your gunboats, this can go on your
K-wings?
K-wings, because that's the thing. It starts as a 180 arc. So if all of a sudden a K-wing pushes past a ship and it's
Mhm.
like, okay, well my arc is front to back, but I still have these nice missile pods. I can pop a shot out the side for 1 charge. I have my
Right.
target lock. I'm safe. Same thing with the gunboat. The gunboat has the ability to slam and still shoot as long as it has something locked. And yeah, no, I will definitely slam past you to make sure that I still have a 2 dice attack out the side. All
Now
the
the
while,
question-
as long as you don't get to shoot me, I'm okay with that. I'll take the 2 dice attack.
Now the question that comes immediately to my mind
Mhm.
is dealing with, let's say, a K-wing.
Yes.
Okay. If for some reason I have my forward or my arc pointing fore and aft,
Mhm.
and I have this card, do I still get the 180 degree? Because it
Yeah.
says on the card it's 180 degree. So
Yeah.
that makes Padre very happy.
Yeah, I mean, you might start trying these instead of the barrage rockets just because
Because
you
we know
have that
barrage
option.
rockets are very effective. I can see these being an effective weapon. I really can.
Well, I'm very used to you flying with your arcs left to right because barrage rockets takes up the middle. If all of a
Right.
sudden you have your arc facing front to back, and the only piece that's missing is this little 25%, or actually, well, it's 50%. No, actually, geez, it's even less than that. This little minuscule arc that comes out the side, if I can possibly fit into that, which I'm probably not going to be able to, you're going to get a shot on me no matter where I go. Out
Right.
the front, out the side, out
If
the
you're in
back.
front of me and off to the side a little bit, I've got you.
Yeah, and you also can take bombs, and you might
Right.
not even have to spend the points on bombs because your arc is now facing out the back. And that's points
and
elsewhere that you can spend. But yeah, no, this is going to be interesting because this is one of the first ones that gets to let you shoot out the sides.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
synced laser cannon.
The synced cannons. You read this one.
Yep, range 2 to 3, 3 dice attack. So I mean, it's straight up. It's a 3 dice attack out the front. For Sikhs, anything that can take a cannon has 2 dice attack, especially gunboats. This might be something
Right.
that they could take. It is targeted more towards separatists because if you are calculating, the defender does not apply the range bonus. And we know separatists love calculates, so this is going to be a really good card for them for the initial joust.
Right. Considering they get so many free ones.
Yeah, and with the target locks nonsense, I mean, it's a 3 dice attack and you don't get your range bonus. That's pretty
Right.
That's pretty evil. It's not
Yep.
devastating, but it's pretty evil.
Yep.
Um,
Another good card. Another
yeah.
solid card.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking it on something like a Sikh or a gunboat, or heck, if I can figure out how to get a calculate to a B-wing, I'd like to take this on a B-wing. It'd be nice. But yeah, there it is.
And who knows what'll happen in the future.
It's uncertain. All right, now of course, another thing. This is we're gonna call this the Padre pack because this is literally a pack for Padre concussion bombs.
Yeah, it really.
Go ahead, Padre.
Oh, darn. Okay. The purple meat-eating bomb from hell.
It's
The
purple
concussion
people eater.
During the system phase, if any of this card's charges are inactive,
Yep.
you must spend a charge to drop one concussion bomb. If able, Otherwise, you may spend one charge to drop a concussion bomb.
That is really crazy.
Mhm.
So it's you drop it once, and if your charge is inactive, the next turn you drop it, and the
Mhm.
next turn you drop it, unless you reload it back up to 3,
Right.
which your opponent's going to have to figure that out for himself or herself or itself.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
One's
So
self.
this ship with this card went from being pretty badass to horrendously badass because there's really no direction on this ship that you don't want to be in.
I mean, this card itself is absolutely crazy. This
Yep.
bomb itself. Because now Padre's going to read what this bomb actually does when it does go off. If you have it
Well,
open.
I don't have that open.
All right.
So why don't you read it?
Well, we're going to edit it real quick while I open it up because it is in the it's in the article, ladies and gentlemen. So,
Well, wait, I have it.
oh, I hate you so hard. All right, go.
I know. Okay, so when this device detonates, each ship and remote at 0 to 1 is dealt a face down damage card. Then each ship at range 0 to 1 must expose a damage card unless it gains a stress token, or not stress, a strain
Train
token.
Yep.
So either way, you're getting hosed when this comes along.
I mean, this is going to do things a little different for the
Yep.
game because we have several pilots that don't activate until it suffers a damage, like Rush, which all of a
Right.
sudden, I mean, people will trigger his ability late in the game, which kind of makes him a backup ace in the end. But I don't know. What would you do? Leave a comment below, please. Would you take a bomb of this type into Rush, take the strain, and then be an I7 with 2 hull and 2 shields for the rest of the game, instead of waiting to suffer 3 damage and be at initiative 7? I mean, that's something to consider. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
But that bomb is, oh man, that's a bad bomb.
Yeah, it is.
Because it goes
And
right, it's you slip it right under the shields, and then
yep.
you determine if you want to take a crit or not.
Yeah.
Which there are a lot of
Basically,
ships that don't.
here's your choice.
Yep.
You can take the strain token, or you can flip a card over. And if you only have one card, like the one that I just dealt you, that's the one that's getting flipped over.
I mean, the feels bad is going to be when you say, nope, I'm going to suffer the crit, and then it's going to be the one that reduces your agility by 1 for the rest of the game. You're like,
Yeah.
I regret my decisions. I regret all of my decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
this is going to be a nasty bomb.
Yep.
It's 3 charges. I'll say
3 charges.
anywhere's from 9 to north of 9 points. I would expect this thing because it's not
7.
limited. It's 3 charges. You can't like. So that's the funny thing. If you spend all of them, you can still reload it, but then you're immediately dropping it the next turn.
And then the other thing is we don't know the size of this bomb.
Yes, there's actually no template for it, which is also another thing that we need to figure out.
You know, I'm imagining it, since it's a bomb. It's going to be, the very
standard.
small little
Yep,
square.
the standard
And
template.
if that's the case, I don't think it's going to be a super expensive bomb. It's not going to be up in the mine side of points. It's going to be in the lower end. I'm thinking 7.
Okay, yeah, that'd be. I think I could live with that. I don't know, but then again, I don't know what it's going to be like to play with this thing, because I'm sure somebody's going to drop it, and just like with all of the side slips and all that, they're going to forget that they have to keep dropping it.
Right.
And then they're going to side slip right into it, and they're like, ah, Roger. So yeah, and we're back to the beginning.
And it is a small base ship, so it's back to 1.0 gunboat K-wing size,
Yeah.
not medium. So
Which one? The droid gunship?
yeah,
That's a medium base.
it's a small base ship, sir.
Oh,
This is like I say, K-wing light.
yes.
But
Wow, that's a
on
lot of health
steroids.
for a small base ship.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay, that
Yes.
changes things a little bit. I apologize, everyone, but it's okay to be wrong. I'm okay. I'm sure you're
Yep.
already filling up filling up our comments with hate.
Right.
That's different for a small base ship. Okay, now I'm
And
even more excited because it's going
and
to be a
before we get
$20. Hold on, it's going to be a $20 ship then, not a 30. That's even better.
right,
I know.
and
Go
before
ahead.
we get any further, I want to comment. They did a good job with the paint on this. It's
Mm,
a good looking model. I have no complaints on how they did the sculpt or the modding or anything like that. Looks
oh,
good.
oh, 100% it does. Last but not least is the dial, and we go over the dial last because now we know everything that can be expected with the upgrades and such.
Right.
It's a really good dial for that size ship. It really
You
is.
know, when I first glanced at the dial and saw, you know, all the red. And there's a considerable amount of red on this dial.
Yep.
Your one banks red.
Yes.
Your three banks red. Your four and five straight maneuver
Yep.
red. Your all stop, of course, red. Right. That's And then I'm like looking at the blue, and I'm like, there's four blue.
Yeah.
you know,
So it's.
but
Mhm.
when you equip that upgrade card, which allows your straight maneuvers to go down one,
Yep.
you've just gotten rid of, uh, you know, a marvelous thing. Your four and fives are white. Your three straight is a blue maneuver. Now you have the five blue maneuvers that you can play with, and that's not bad for this dial. So, you shoot, you're in trouble, you've got stress, time to boot, scoot, and boogie. Boom, I can because I have that card. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to shoot forward. I'm going to keep my stress and do a five straight, but I'm going to be out of range of anything, or I'm going to go a three straight and I'm going to get rid of this stress, and then maybe I can set myself up for some side slip action and get somebody else to bear in my target my target arc. So
Yep.
yeah, it's not bad, and I like that four and five straight maneuver. I do like that speed that this sucker has.
From playing with it in Battlefront 2, like that thing was quite slow for me. I mean, but FFG is consulted with the people of Star Wars, and this is what they came up with, and this is going to be
Look, the rat authorized it, so we're
yeah.
good.
The rat authorized it. All right, I'm going to end it on that note. Thank you so much, Padre, for going through this.
Ah,
We're gonna go on to the next one because FFG just keeps putting out more articles. Leave a comment below if you want us to review anything that we haven't yet. And if you like what you see, if you hate what you see, let us know. Click on the like and subscribe, and definitely share this if you think others could laugh at it, enjoy it, or gain some knowledge from it.
and make sure you get on over to recon tokens, and we're keeping up with all of the old sling paint line, and we've added so much more now, just so many more different tokens. You know, check them out, and we appreciate when you look. We
No,
we
absolutely.
more appreciate it when you buy.
There. Yeah, so that's our site. You can head over there, purchase any tokens for almost any games. X-Wing, Armada, Legends of the Five Rings, Destiny, Tanks, Legion, Keyforge, Pokemon. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I lost it. But so many different factions, so many different colors, variations, and even if you don't like what you see, you can order anything custom with your logo, your face here. Doesn't matter. We can put it there. All
Yep.
right. For that, you can email us at reconspecialisttv@gmail.com or at recontokens.com. You can visit our Instagram page at Patrick_RSTV. You can visit our two Facebook pages, which is the RecSpec X-Wing Miniatures page or the Recon Specialist TV page. You can join our Discord channel, which is in the link below, as are the others. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and have a good afternoon or night or morning.
See ya.